Presenting Hop Harrigan, America's ace of the airways.
CX-4 calling control tower. CX-4 calling control tower. Standing by.
Control tower, back to CX-4. Wind southeast, ceiling 1200. All clear.
Okay, this is Hop Harrigan. Coming in.
Yes, it's America's ace of the airways. Coming in for another transcribed episode in the adventures of Hop Harrigan. Fellas and girls, I'd like to tell you about a young man who's really made good in aviation. His name is Stanley Hiller, Jr., and he's only 22 years old, an age when most men are just getting started on their careers. But at 22, Stanley Hiller is head of United Helicopters, a company that's moving at a fast pace in the post-war helicopter field. Hiller isn't the only young person at United Helicopters. Most of the employees, engineers, technicians, research men, practically all of them are in their 20s. As a matter of fact, the average age of the men working for the company is 29. But don't be fooled by their youth, gang. All these men have had plenty of experience in the helicopter field. I suppose now you're probably wondering how all this started, how all these men got to working on helicopters so young. Well, most of the credit goes to Hiller himself. In 1944, when he was 19, he flew model XH-44 in a test before high-ranking military and aviation officials. The XH-44 helicopter was his own idea, his own design, and to top it off, he helped build it himself. At that time, people who knew Stanley Hiller weren't surprised that he had designed a new type helicopter, for when he was only 16, he was head of a $100,000 a year miniature automobile business. In 1940, even though he didn't know too much about the ships, Stan Hiller became interested in helicopters. In just a few minutes, gang, I'll be back with the rest of Stan Hiller's exciting story, so don't forget to listen. And now to our story. Finally deciding to wait no longer for Tank, Hop and Dixie Davenport, riding Sequoia, started down a narrow dirt lane leading to the only pass out of the valley when suddenly Dixie's reconverted C-47 roared over the high ridge to the west. Tex and Joe Bell were returning. Caught out in the open, Hop and Dixie galloped back toward the ranch house. But before they could reach its shelter, Joe dove down on them, and Tex opened fire with a submachine gun. The leaden slugs thudding into the dirt at Sequoia's hooves frightened the horse. He reared high in the air, throwing Hop and Dixie to the ground with a sickening impact, and then bolted. Hop was the first to recover from the shock, and as the transport wheeled high in the sky above the valley, he turned to Dixie, lying not 10 feet away.
Dixie, are you hurt? Oh, Lord. Dixie, they're diving again. We've got to move. Come on, Dixie, snap out of it. Oh, great, she's out cold. Well, here it goes.
Tossing the unconscious movie star over his shoulder, Hop begins to run at a staggering pace toward the ranch house, still 100 feet away, with the sound of the diving transport roaring in his ears. Judging the sound of the throbbing engines carefully, he suddenly changes direction and veers off at a tangent. And not a second too soon, for Regan's machine gun opens up and blasts a line of pockmarks in the ground where he had just been. Then, angling sharply, he turns back to the ranch house. Only 50 feet more to go. But Dixie's added weight is beginning to tell. His steps drag. He fights for every lung-searing breath. Once again, Joe Bell roars in for a deadly attack.
Lady Luck, give me a break. Please help me reach the house.
Summoning his last ounce of strength, Hop sprints forward as the plane roars closer and closer. 40 feet. 30 feet. The ranch house door is open and biting. 20 feet. 10 feet. The plane's shadow is almost immediately overhead, and with a suddenness of sheer desperation, Hop dives headlong into the doorway as machine gun bullets ricochet harmlessly off the solid log walls of the ranch house. Hop lies still for a moment, breathing heavily. Then he turns his attention to Dixie, fearing his plunge may have aggravated any possible injuries resulting from her fall. But he's more than relieved when she opens her eyes and stares blankly about her.
What happened?
Easy, Dixie. Everything's all right.
Hop. The plane. Joe in the plane, he diving on his chute.
That's right. Sequoia got scared, reared up, and threw us, and then bolted.
Oh.
You were knocked unconscious.
But where is he?
Sequoia? Halfway down the valley by now, I imagine. He was running like the wind.
How did I get here?
I carried you. Tex and Joe kept shooting. Believe me, it wasn't very healthy out there in the open.
Where are they now?
Still upstairs? Hear them?
Yes. Hop, what do you think they'll do?
Come down. I better check.
Oh, Hop, be careful.
Don't worry. They're way down at the other end of the valley. Yeah, they're coming in all right. Joe's turning into the wind. His landing gear's down.
What'll we do, Hop? What'll we do?
Now, one rifle's gone. It was strapped to Sequoia's saddle. The other one is still here.
I have the spare clips.
Oh, good. That gives us 10 shots. Dixie, we've got to make them count. Now I think we'd better find ourselves a good place to hole up. Can you walk?
Yes, I'm all right.
Now, let me help you.
Thanks.
Now, let's go. There should be a landing now.
Yes, they are. I see them.
Stay out of the doorway. Taxiing right this way. Looks like we hole up here.
Look, there's Tex up in the cockpit, pointing his gun this way.
I see him.
Why don't you take a shot at him?
Oh, range is too great. I don't want to waste any bullets.
They've stopped.
Yeah. I wonder what they'll do first.
Harrigan!
Tex is calling you?
Let him call.
Harrigan, answer me! I know you're in the house!
Aren't you going to answer him?
I might as well see what he has to say.
Harrigan! For the last time!
All right, Regan, I hear you. What do you want?
Come on outside! I want to talk to you!
Why outside?
I can't hear you! Come on out!
Hop, don't. He's trying to trick you.
We'll see if he is. Get me one of those sofa pillows, will you?
Oh, sure.
Well, how about it, Harrigan?
Give me a chance. Hurry up, Dixie.
Here you are.
The room's in shadow. It may fool him. All right, Regan, I'm coming. Can you hear me now?
Just fine, partner!
I'm all right. Too bad, Regan. You just shot the stuffing out of one of your sofa pillows.
Oh, a wise guy, eh? Okay, I'm coming in after you.
I wouldn't if I were you.
Partner, ain't nobody who can stop me.
Hop, he is coming.
Stay back. Joe's still in the flight cabin. He's on, too.
He's opening the fuselage door.
The idiot. Doesn't he think I'm armed?
Oh, shoot him now, Hop. You've got a good chance.
Now he's too wide open.
But for heaven's sake...
I'll see if I can throw a scare into him.
Oh, hurry.
I hope my aim's still good.
Hop, you shot off his hat.
I'm not as rusty as I thought I was. Keep that up and he'll never get us.
He's running back to the plane.
Hey, Dixie, get down.
He's wasting a lot of lead.
He must have a lot to spare. Now, let's see what in the world? Where is he?
Can't you see him?
No. Joe's up in the flight cabin alone. And he's handling the Tommy gun. Watch it.
Where's Tex?
That's what I'd like to know. He caught me flat-footed while Joe kept us pinned down. He must have broken for the house.
You mean he's here?
That's exactly what I mean. He's somewhere behind us. We're caught between two fires.
Crouched on the floor near the open doorway, Hop and Dixie look around the large room fearfully. There are 3 other doors, all leading to different parts of the house, and Regan may be behind any of them. With only one gun, how can Hop protect Dixie and himself from an attack on 2 sides? Gang, you won't want to miss the exciting climax of today's episode, so stand by. At the beginning of Hop Harrigan, fellas and girls, you remember I said Stanley Hiller became interested in helicopters in 1940. Well, for years, he experimented with and studied helicopters until he had what he wanted, a simplified ship with streamlined controls. He took his model to Washington and went from door to door in the nation's capital trying to interest government officials. Finally, he met pioneer airman Grover Lenning, who made it possible for Stan to get priorities in order to build his helicopter. That was the XH-44, the one he tested for high military and aviation men, who really went for the plane in a big way. Well, just a month after the test, Hiller joined up with the Kaiser Company to continue developing the helicopter. For a year, he worked with Kaiser on a new one, but before it was ready to fly, the whole helicopter crew left, with Hiller, to form the United Helicopter Company. Many of the men who went with him were with Stan Hiller from the very beginning of his experiments. To them, he added experienced analysts and engineers and really got down to work. In the past year and a half, United Helicopter has built and flown 3 two-passenger coaxial helicopters, a new and more simple vertical lift ship, and America's first jet helicopter. That jet job was a radical change in helicopter design and drew a lot of attention from the aviation industry. Present plans of the company call for production of a flexible helicopter with a large and useful load to meet the needs of today's farmers and businessmen. It may turn out to be a tough job, but looking back over Hiller's record, you can be pretty sure the production schedule will be met. Gang, if you want to take your place among the flyers and technicians of tomorrow, get ready now. And always remember, America needs flyers. And now back to our story. As Hop and Dixie Davenport wait anxiously in the ranch house, trapped between 2 fires, several miles away in the Beechcraft biplane, Tank Tinker searches desperately for them, urged on by Ivan Ivanov.
Hurry up, Mr. Tinker. Drive the airplane faster. We must find Mr. Harrigan and Dixie Darling.
I'm doing my best, doggone it. You keep watching for that transport.
You hear, Mr. Peabody, Mr. McSwain? Go look for the transport.
We are, sir. I don't see it yet, sir.
Well, peel your eyes.
This country's beginning to look a little familiar. I don't think the ranch house is very far away now.
You think perhaps the aeroplane has already landed on the ground?
I don't think I know. If it was still up in the air, we'd see it.
So where it landed?
That's what we're trying to find out. I'll cut down into this valley. Seems to me I've seen it before.
Oh, be careful, Mr. Tinker.
Hang on.
But my stomach, it comes up and hits me in the face.
Swallow. You'll feel better.
Your pills, Mr. Ivanov. Forget your pills. Look for the aeroplane.
Hey, that'd be a swell shot. Can you get a little closer, Tinker? Oh, for Pete's sake, we ain't out here to take pictures. I know it, but those horses charging across the valley are simply magnificent. Horses? Wild horses?
Oh, they look very wild to me.
Jumper jetties, this is it.
But what do you talk about? What is what?
This is the valley. The ranch house should be ahead somewhere. Now watch for it.
Well, there's an open space up ahead. Big enough to land a plane.
That ought to be the strip. Yeah, there it is. There's Dixie's ship.
I see the ranch house.
Yahoo! We made it. We found him.
But, Mr. Tinker, something is wrong. I do not like it.
Huh?
There is smoke coming from the back of the house. You see?
Mr. Ivanov is right.
Where there is smoke, fire is...
Look, there are 2 men standing in front of the house near the plane. Tex Regan and Joe Bell.
But what they do and why the house burns?
Oh, look, sir. One of them has a machine gun. He's firing inside the house.
But why? It makes no sense.
Hop and Dixie must be in there.
What do you say?
They're inside. Regan must have started the fire and back to smoke them out. He's waiting for him out front. We gotta do something.
Do something? But Mr. Tinker, what to do? Mr. Harrigan and Dixie Darling, their number is cooked and their goose is up.
In his characteristic way, Ivanov voices the seeming hopelessness of the situation as Tank roars low over the now flaming ranch house. Below, he sees Joe Bell climb back into the transport to prepare for takeoff, while Tex Regan sends burst after burst of machine gun fire into the house in which Hop and Dixie are trapped. There's action ahead, gang, and lots of suspense, so don't miss the next episode. Tune in and fly with Hop Harrigan, America's ace of the airways. Come on, Hop. We'll be seeing you same time, same mutual station. Hop Harrigan is a transcribed, copyrighted feature appearing in All American Comics magazine. Presenting Hop Harrigan, America's ace of the airways.
CX-4 calling control tower. CX-4 calling control tower. Standing by.
Control tower, back to CX-4. Wind southeast, ceiling 1200, all clear.
Okay, this is Hop Harrigan coming in. Yes, it's America's ace of the airways. Coming in for another transcribed episode in the adventures of Hop Harrigan. For the average person, aviation is often thought of only in terms of planes and the men at the controls. To a lesser degree, the general public knows about engineers and designers. And it's true that these people are the key figures in aviation. Behind them, however, are other key figures, and that's something to keep in mind. Everyone who has anything to do with an aircraft, whether on the ground or in the air, is a key figure. For in aviation, there's no room for mistakes. A weak link can be, and too often is, fatal. Keep that in mind when you think of all the research men who work so long and so hard to solve the difficult engineering problems necessary to keep the huge modern planes of today in the skies. Aviation, though, now has reached the point where a completely new group is achieving importance. This group is concerned with passenger comfort, for as you know, planes are competing with other means of transportation. The public has grown accustomed to the novelty of fast travel. Now it wants fast travel plus comfort. That means new designs ensuring the passenger's comfort, and it means putting those designs into effect without decreasing the safety factor of the plane. A good deal already has been done in the way of increasing passenger comfort, and there's little doubt that more will be achieved in the future. Right now, fellas and girls, every plane manufacturer in the country has engineers assigned to solve these problems. What are those problems? What are some of the answers? Well, in just a few minutes, I'll be back with some problems and some of the answers. So don't forget to listen. And now to our story. When Hop bailed out of his plane to help movie star Dixie Davenport, who was being held captive in a ranch house hidden in one of the valleys of the San Bernardino Mountains, his plan seemed foolproof. While he stood off Tex Regan and Joe Bell, Dixie's captors, Tank was to return to the motion picture location camp for help and fly back immediately. But the plan backfired. Tank was delayed and didn't reach the valley until late the following morning. And when he roared low over the ranch house, he saw the entire rear half of the wooden building in flames. And standing outside, near Dixie's reconverted C-47 transport, Tex Regan and Joe Bell waited with drawn guns. Making a quick decision, Tank pushed the controls hard over, sending the Beechcraft into a wing-rattling bank, and flew toward the opposite end of the valley.
Mr. Tinker, you will kill us all.
Shut up and sit still.
Shut up? He tells me, Ivanov, to shut up.
Mr. Tinker, you're forgetting yourself.
I'll forget myself long enough to give you a poke and a snoot, Peabody, if you don't keep quiet.
Oh, dear.
If it wasn't for you guys and your old movie, Hop wouldn't be in such a fix.
So, what are you going to do about it?
Plenty. Don't get in my way.
But you are flying away from them.
Oh, we gotta land, don't we? Put your stomach in. Let me get at that switch.
Why? What is the matter?
Nothing's the matter. I gotta drop the landing gear.
Drop it. No, we will crash. Mr. Ivanov. I hear you, Mr. Maxwell. Speak your pieces.
Those men, Regan and Joe Bell, are getting into Miss Davenport's plane.
Oh, no.
What do you mean, no? That is good. They will not shoot at us.
Miss Davenport's plane is moving, sir. I believe they're going to take off.
Stop them, Mr. Tinker.
Nuts. We're gonna help Hop first. Hang on now. We're going in.
Oh, what do you do to my stomach? Mr. Peabody, the peppermint quickly.
I'm sorry, sir. I can't reach it just now.
So it comes to this. Everybody deserts one in his hour of being needed.
Sit still, for Pete's sake. This ain't no concrete runway.
Oh, I cannot look.
Then shut your eyes. Okay, we're down.
In one piece?
Look out, we're going past the transport. Regan's pointing a gun at us.
Duck, everybody!
Oh, he's the end of everything.
Relax, we went past. He can't hit us now.
You are sure?
Yeah. He's taxiing to the end of the strip to get into the wind. We're out of range.
All right, Mr. Ivanov, I have your peppermint now.
A fine time. Now I have no more stomach left.
We're coming up to the ranch house. Stand by to jump on fast. That means you too, Mr. Ivanov.
And why not?
Boy, are these going to be terrific shots.
For crying out loud, are you taking pictures?
Well, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah, just let me catch you fooling around with a camera if I need you for something. Okay, this is as close as we can get. What are you waiting for? Open that side door.
I can hear you, Mr. Tinker. Do not shout.
Go on, pile out.
Yeah.
All right, take it.
Oh, the ranch house is burning badly, Mr. Tinker.
Nuts to the house. Do you see Hop or Dixie?
I see nothing. The smoke gets in my eyes.
Well, never mind. Come on. We gotta find Hop and Dixie.
Господи, помилуй, the whole house is in places.
Regan and Joe Bell were watching the front room. Hop and Dixie must be in there. Step on it.
Faster, Mr. Peabody, faster.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You see him?
No, the smoke is very thick.
Keep your mouth closed. Don't breathe if you can help it.
I see the door straight ahead.
Looks like it was kicked in. Come on.
Hey, take care, Mr. Tinker. The flames will come shooting out.
So what?
Oh, this room is an inferno.
Cover your face. Hop! Hop!
Dixie, darling. Dixie.
Mr. Ivano, did you hear something?
Yes, but I cannot see.
Over this way, Hank. To your left. Help me. Coming, pal.
Hurry, Mr. Tinker.
I'm over here, Tank. Right. I see it.
Oh, Dixie, she's lying on the floor. Oh, Dixie, darling.
There's smoke on her. Here, help me with it. You relax, Hop. I'll carry it. All right.
Be gentle, Mr. Tinker.
Yeah. Okay, let's get out of here.
Hey, come, Mr. Harrigan. I will help you.
Thanks. Hey, where's Peabody and McSwain?
Over here by the doorway. Hurry before the roof caves in. Oh, dear.
Hey, coming. Tell Mr. McSwain to get water. Yes, sir.
There goes the back wall.
Oh, faster, Mr. Tinker, faster.
Hey, look, you don't have to hold me, Mr. Ivanov.
Be quiet. Ivanov knows what he's doing.
There's the door. Out you go.
Come, Mr. Harrigan.
Yeah.
So, that is better.
This way, Mr. Ivanov. Mr. McSwain is getting the water from the well.
Good. Mr. Tinker, where are you?
Right behind you. Keep going.
Here, I will help you with Dixie, darling.
It's okay. I got her.
Here's the water, Mr. Ivanov.
Good, very good.
This is far enough. Put it down, Tank.
Yeah, sure. Dixie. Dixie, my darling. Come, it is Ivanov. Say something. Talk to me.
Here's a handkerchief. Wet her face. You all right, Hop? Yeah. Fresh air does wonders. Oh, brother. When I saw what was happening, I thought you was a goner. It was a tight squeak. Marines have nothing on you, pal.
Mr. Harrigan. Dixie, darling, she does not wake up.
Huh? Keep bathing her face.
Oh, the transport. It's taking off.
Those dirty rats are getting away. Hey, they're angling the takeoff this way. Regan's still got a Tommy gun. Get down. Get down, flat, everybody.
Oh, he's shooting at us.
Down, Mr. Peabody, down.
Hop, you okay? Yeah. Hank, did you see Ivanov? He threw himself on Dixie to protect her. Yeah. He came into the ranch house without batting an eye either. Guess I had him tabbed wrong.
Goodness graciousness. Everyone is all right?
Yes, sir. And I got some wonderful shots, Mr. Ivanov.
Good for you, Mr. McSwain.
Don't that guy think of nothing but his camera? Look, we better get moving now. Regan and Joe may come back. Tank, you help Mr. Ivanov carry Dixie to the plane? Yeah, sure thing.
Never mind. I will carry her myself. Come, Dixie. Ivanov with... Oh, Mr. Harrigan.
What's the matter?
Blood. Dixie, she's shot.
Good Lord. Huh. Here's a bed. That's not good.
But she is alive. I can feel her pulses.
We've got to get her to a hospital. Come on. Then it is bad, huh? Plenty bad. If she doesn't get medical attention fast, well, come on, let's get her in that plane.
Leaving a sentence unfinished, Hop's meaning is clear, and he urges everyone to greater speed as he hurries toward the Beechcraft to prepare for an immediate takeoff. Gang, you won't want to miss the action-packed climax of today's episode, so stand by. At the beginning of Hop Harrigan, we were talking about the new breed of engineers who are now working in aviation. They're the men and women who are trying to give the sky traveler the sort of comfort he might find on a deluxe train or steamship. Well, one of the biggest problems is noise. 4 tremendously powerful engines hooked to an airliner's wings turn up quite a roar. And those same engines create a good deal of vibration, which carries to every corner of the fuselage and is transmitted by the very skin of the plane itself. Over at the Glenn L. Martin Company in Baltimore, Maryland, they've had vibration engineers working on these twin problems, and they think they've come up with some of the answers. For one thing, they experimented with the distance between the props and the fuselage structure. And right now, they have a new sky cruiser, the 202, which has its propellers so placed that vibration and noise have been cut to the minimum. They worked out some new mufflers to take care of the exhaust, and they ran 3 layers of fiberglass insulation around the cabin. This, combined with special furnishings designed to cut noise, all add up to a quieter cabin and more passenger comfort.
And all these items, as you can see, can be added without increasing the hazards of flying. The chairs and floors in the passenger cabin of the new plane are shock-mounted on a series of rubber vibration-absorbing units. The light fiberglass insulation cuts noise from outside and from coming through the plane's skin. In the new plane, you'll hear about the same amount of noise you would get when an automobile goes by your window. And that's quiet when you think of the old planes now, isn't it? There are many more new developments being inaugurated all the time, so, gang, whether you intend to fly your own airplane or be a passenger on these modern new airliners, always remember America needs flyers. And now, back to our story. Dixie Davenport, the beautiful young movie star, was hit when Tex Regan and Joe Bell roared low over the ranch house in the transport and machine-gunned the group standing there. Realizing she was badly hurt, Hop immediately took off in the beach. And now the young pilot is fighting to lift his badly overloaded plane above the mountains.
Like Hop, we shouldn't have tried to take everybody along.
Well, we couldn't leave anyone behind. Regan or Joe might have come back.
You better keep lifting that nose. We still got a good 500 feet to go to clear that ridge.
I think we'll make it. But we'll have to do some fancy jockeying.
Mr. Harrigan, can you not go more faster? I'm afraid for Dixie.
I'm doing my best, Mr. Ivanov.
Mr. Peabody, please do not move and disturb her.
Well, I'm sorry, sir, but it's awfully cramped back here.
So be cramped. Only be still.
Yes, sir.
Another 300 feet to go. Can we make it?
We're still climbing, aren't we?
I'm afraid she's going to stall out.
You're a big help. Come on, baby. Come on. Get up there. You can make it.
Mr. Harrigan. Next Swain wants you, Hop.
Oh, yeah?
I don't want to worry you unnecessarily, but... But what? Come on, speak up.
Well, I've been trying to get some long-range shots, and I saw another plane behind us.
What?
I think it's Miss Dixie's transport.
Check it, Tank.
Roger.
You see, Mr. Tinker? Above us and in back.
Yeah.
What is going on, Mr. Tinker?
Oh, nothing, Mr. Ivanov. Relax.
When you talk like that, I begin to worry.
Tank? It's them, all right. Regan and Joe Bell. They're coming fast, too.
Hop, we're in an awful mess now.
So the boys are still in grave danger. Not only is their plane badly overloaded and hard to maneuver, but Joe Bell is roaring in for another sneak attack. Even as Tank takes a second look, he sees the side window of the C-47's flight compartment open and the deadly muzzle of Regan's submachine gun slide into view. We'll find out what happens in the next spine-tingling episode, gang, so be sure to listen. Tune in and fly with Hop Harrigan, America's ace of the airways. So long, Hop. We'll be seeing you same time, same mutual station. Hop Harrigan is a transcribed, copyrighted feature appearing in All American Comics magazine. Presenting Hop Harrigan, America's ace of the airways.
CX-4 calling control tower. CX-4 calling control tower. Standing by.
Control tower, back to CX-4. Wind southeast, ceiling 1200. All clear.
Okay, this is Hop Harrigan. Coming in.
Yes, it's America's ace of the airways. Coming in for another transcribed episode in the adventures of Hop Harrigan. Say, gang, you know when bad weather sets in, landing a plane can be pretty risky business. And even in clear weather, night landings depend mostly on how good the airport lights are. And that's what I'm going to talk about today, airport lighting. The General Electric Company and the American Gas Accumulator Company of Elizabeth, New Jersey, have developed a new package system of runway lighting. By package, I mean that all the equipment necessary for a better-than-average airport lighting system comes in one kit. The system was designed especially for small airports which have had trouble getting their runways lit up bright enough at night. One new feature of the light is that they're set along the boundaries of the runways instead of the boundaries of the field itself, as has been done in the past. This way, pilots will get a larger part of the light where they need it, right on the runway itself. All the light that is wasted on unused corners of airfields under present lighting setups will shine directly on the runway under this new package system. Some of these General Electric systems have already been installed in airports throughout the country, and one of the first to be put into use was at Benedum Airport in Clarksburg, Virginia. Up to now, all reports have been good. The new system works wonders in keeping the runways well lit at night. There are many new twists to the package lighting system, all of which were put in to make an airport operate more easily. Features like mounted lights, current controls, and special lenses. In just a few minutes, I'll tell you more about the new system, so don't forget to listen. And now to our story. In the clear, cloudless skies over the San Bernardino Mountains of Southern California, a desperate aerial battle is about to take place, with Hop and Tank facing tremendous odds. Their Beechcraft is badly overloaded, carrying as passengers Ivan Ivanov, his two assistants, Peabody and McSwain, and movie star Dixie Davenport, badly wounded and in need of immediate medical attention. As Hop struggles to gain altitude, Joe Bell, flying Dixie's reconverted C-47 transport, roars closer and closer. Tex Regan, cradling a submachine gun in the open cockpit window, is ready for the kill.
That's it, Joe. Pile on the coal. Get close enough so I can shoot the buttons off their coats.
All right, Tex, but make it count. We can't let him get away now.
Don't worry, partner. I'll get 'em good. This'll be better than shooting ducks on the wing.
Meanwhile, in the Beechcraft, Tank calls out the position of the transport as he and Hop prepare to fight for their very lives.
They're less than a mile off our tail and a little to the left.
Lining up for a clear shot.
He's gaining on us fast. When are you going to tell Ivanov?
Mr. Tinker,
I
Mr.
hope I don't have
Harrigan.
to.
For why you mumble in your beard? Speak up.
It's nothing, Mr. Ivanov. How's Dixie?
Not so good. Mr. Harrigan, please to drive the airplane faster. Dixie, darling, must go to a hospital.
I'm trying my best, sir.
5 minutes more and we'll all need a hospital or a morgue.
Shut up.
Isn't there anything we can do, Mr. Harrigan?
I'm afraid not, McSwain. Don't say anything to Ivanov.
No, of course not, but will it be okay if I shoot some more pictures?
Oh, there he goes again.
Well, I might as well. There's nothing else I can do.
Sure, go ahead.
Thanks.
Tank, where's the transport now?
Almost in firing range. Picking up distance fast.
Regan will wait until he has a cinch shot.
I can see him. He's got the Tommy gun poking out of the cockpit window.
Which side?
What difference does it make?
Come on, answer my question.
He's riding the co-pilot's chair on the right.
Okay.
Mr. Tinker, what is so very interesting in your back? But why you turn around all the time?
I'm just looking at the scenery.
So? Perhaps there is some scenery I should see also.
No, there ain't.
Oh, it is nothing, huh? I see the airplane, yes? So, Mr. Joe Bell and Mr. Texas Regan are following us. Why not you tell me, Mr. Tinker?
We didn't want you to worry, sir.
So I do not have enough worries. What is going to happen?
We've got a scrap on our hands. It won't be healthy.
Hey, Hop, a quarter of a mile now and closing fast. You must have opened his throttle wide.
Okay, stand by.
Yeah, stand by to take it.
Regan still in the same place?
Uh-huh. Boy, if I could only get my hands on him now. Hey, look out, he's going to shoot.
Okay, hold on, everybody.
Jumping Jennies, we're climbing. Where'd you get the power?
The last inch I've been holding in reserve. Spot the transport.
We're right on top of it. Regan's trying to angle his gun up, and he can't do it. Oh, boy.
Keep your eyes on them.
Mr. Harrigan, what happened?
No questions now. Please, Mr. Ivanov.
I talked to him.
Heads up. Joe's banking to the left.
So wait.
What are you trying to do?
Stay in their blind spot. Watch them.
He's straightened out.
Right.
We can't keep this up.
We'll make a darn good try. As a matter of fact, we'll put the pressure on them for a change. Stand by.
Jumping Jennies. Don't. You'll smack into him.
That's what I wanted to think. How are we doing?
We're getting awful close. Lift
We'll
her.
get a lot closer.
It won't work. He can open his throttle and fly right out from under.
Oh, yes? You don't see him doing it, do you?
No.
We're a faster ship, and we're getting lighter and more maneuverable with every drop of gas we use.
Oh, my gosh, I forgot about that. Hey, he's trying to bank again to the right this time.
Okay, by me.
Mr. Harrigan, will you please to tell me what is going on? You are giving my ulcers, old friend.
Relax, pal. We're doing fine.
So far.
Hop, he's leveling again. Nice going. We're still on top.
And you notice we've dropped a good 500 feet. We're forcing him down.
Yahoo! Make him smack into a mountain. Make him pile up.
There's a pass straight ahead. If I can force him into it. Stand by. We'll do some fancy edging.
Oh, brother, you're crowding him close.
Watch Regan's gun. We don't want to be plugged now.
He's trying to angle a shot up, but he can't.
Thank heavens there's no astrodome on the ship. Come on, Joe, get over. Head for that pass.
He is hot. He is.
Fine.
Well, what good's the pass? It's wide enough for him to get through, okay?
He'll have to follow it. He won't be able to turn. That's it, Joe. Hold course. Go straight in.
He did.
Okay, then here's where we get off.
Hey, why are you breaking away?
By the time he flies out the other end of the pass, we'll be 5 miles away and in the other direction. He'll never catch up then.
Oh, baby, what an idea. Nice going.
Thanks.
Mr. Harrigan, I do not understand what you say. Does this mean we are safe?
Oh, yes, sir. We've shaken them for good.
Oh, Mr. Peabody, my smelling salts. I feel fake. Mr. Peabody!
What do you know? Mr. Peabody beat you to it. He's already made it.
Victory theirs after a long, hard struggle. The boys head for Barstow, throttle wide open, certain of leaving Tex and Joe Bell far behind them. But their joy is tempered by the sight of Dixie Davenport lying unconscious in Ivan Ivanov's lap. Several miles back in the C-47, Tex Regan, his face nearly purple with rage and frustration, roars at his accomplice, Joe Bell.
So, you're supposed to be a pilot, are you? Why, you couldn't fly a kiddie car.
Well, I didn't expect him to sit on top of us. I couldn't do anything about it.
I'll say you couldn't. Why I tied up with you, I'll never know. You messed up everything.
Oh, I did, huh? Well, what about you? You wouldn't shoot when I told you to. No, you had to wait. You wanted to see their faces when the slugs hit them. It's all your fault, not mine.
Now, listen, you. Don't try to pass a buck to
I'm not
me.
trying to pass anything. But I'm not taking the blame for everything either.
Okay, Joe, okay. Calm down. Ain't nothing to get riled up about, partner. Won't do us no good nohow.
I'll say it won't. We're in great shape now. Got the police on our tail in no time flat. And what do we got to show for it? Nothing.
Now, don't get so excited, pal. We can work things out yet.
Oh, yeah?
You're forgetting this here letter, ain't you?
Letter? What letter?
The one Miss Davenport gave me. With okay to take the 50 grand out to the Barstow Bank.
Say, that's right.
So we ain't doing bad at all. And once we get our hands on that money, then we can relax for a while and figure out something.
Figure out what?
How to get back at Harrigan and Tinker. This is the first time in my life anybody's ever crossed me and gotten away with it. And, partner, I don't like it. And when I don't like anything, I go to work and do something about it.
So Tex Regan tells Joe he's going to get back at Hop and Tank. And as Joe listens, he realizes that his partner is a man fully capable of carrying out his threats. Gang, we'll be back in a minute for the climax of today's episode, so stand by. You know, gang, this new lighting system that General Electric and the American Gas Accumulator Company have developed for airports is the latest thing in efficiency. The engineers who designed the lights just forgot how the old systems worked and set out to make something completely different and better. First of all, as I told you at the beginning of Hop Harrigan, the lights are set along the boundaries of the runways instead of the boundaries of the field itself. This throws more light on the runways and less illumination is wasted. In another change from previous practice, the lights are mounted above the ground. Most systems in operation now have the lights flush with the ground. But in this new package lighting, the lights will be mounted 18 or 20 inches in the air so that the light is distributed better and more evenly. Also, it prevents snow, dirt, or water from blocking the lamps and dimming the light output. Each lamp has a special lens that can beam the light up and down runway boundaries, and the strength of the whole system can be lowered or raised depending on weather conditions. Another new feature is a current regulator which controls the brightness of the lights. It also allows the lighting of 3 runways, one at a time. The whole package system includes enough lighting capacity for runways up to 7,000 feet long, with lights mounted 200 feet apart. The lenses, lights, regulator, mounting devices all come as a complete kit. There's another new aviation development, fellas and girls, to make flying safer and easier. Aviation is well established now as one of the main transportation methods of the world. But airmen are not resting on past developments. They're always looking ahead to better planes in service for the future. Get ready now to take your place in the sky, for always remember, America needs flyers. And now back to our story. Reaching Barstow safely, Hop, Tank, and Ivanov took Dixie to the local hospital, where we find them now, waiting anxiously in the corridor outside the operating room. The boys are sitting on a hard wooden bench, and Ivanov is walking back and forth in front of them.
How long is this going to be? Dixie, darling, has been in there for more than an hour.
There ain't nothing you can do about it, Mr. Ivanov. Why don't you sit down?
Sit down? At a time like this? No, I'm too upside.
Poor kid. She'll pull through all right, won't she, Hop?
Your guess is as good as mine.
She's such a good girl, a fine woman. Nothing must happen to her. Nothing. I get doctors from Los Angeles, from New York, from Europe. You will fly them here, Mr. Harrigan. We spare no expense.
I'm sure the doctors here are capable, sir. They'll do their best.
Hey, somebody's coming out of the operating room.
The doctor.
The doctor? At once, doctor. Tell me, Dixie's darling, she's all right?
Yes, Mr. Ivanov. Miss Davenport will recover.
Oh, that is so good.
Gosh, Hop.
Thank goodness.
I could kiss you. You have been magnificent.
Come on, Tank, let's go outside, get a breath of air.
I can use
The
it.
great drama of the hospital. Magnificent.
Go ahead, Tank.
Thanks.
Hundreds of operations. Now,
Ivanov's really letting off steam, ain't he?
I can't blame him. I felt like doing a jig myself.
Well, guess this winds us up out of here, don't it?
Winds us up.
Sure. Dixie ain't going to be able to finish the picture, so there ain't nothing left for us to do.
Yes, there is, Tank. There's a big job left.
Huh? How do you figure that?
Aren't you forgetting a couple of friends of ours? Joe Bell and Tex Regan. They're still loose. And we're not leaving until they're put where they belong. We've taken an awful lot from them, and now we're going to start dishing it out.
So the battle lines are firmly drawn. Hop and Tex Regan are both out to get each other in a fight to the finish with no holds barred. Gang, this adventure is moving to a smashing end, so don't fail to keep listening. Tune in and fly with Hop Harrigan, America's ace of the airwaves. So long, Hop. We'll be seeing you same time, same mutual station. Hop Harrigan is a transcribed, copyrighted feature appearing in All American Comics magazine.
Alright, everyone, that is the end of the first half of the listen-along. Have your 5-minute break, and then we'll come back and do the rest. Cool. See you in 5 minutes. Bye, guys. Yeah, music, yeah, music. Oh, I'm live. Oops. Well, 5 minutes is up. Yay. Back to the thingy. Yay. Hop Harrigan. Woo.
John. Hop. CX4 calling control tower. CX4 calling control tower. Standing by.
Control tower, back to CX4. Wind, cloudy, ceiling 1200. All clear.
Okay, this is Hop Harrigan coming in. Here's the America's ace of the airways. Coming in for another transcribed episode in the adventures of Hop Harrigan.
Gang, you all know that way up there in the clouds, there are no street signs, no names of cities or states, nor any brightly lettered placards reading "This Way Home." I don't have to tell you how important accuracy is in air navigation. Less than a year ago, a small black instrument that looked like a flashlight was introduced to aviation and was immediately hailed by electrical engineers as the most significant advance in compass design since the invention of the magnetic needle. This little device, hardly bigger than your hand, took research scientists from the Minneapolis Honeywell Regulator Company many years to develop. It's an electron gun compass, and because it represents the first time that cathode rays have been harnessed to perform useful work out of the laboratory, it's called a cathotrol. It's a specially designed vacuum tube in which an electron gun shoots billions of electrons at the rate of 20,000 per second onto 4 individually wired metal plates that are so adjusted to the Earth's magnetism that it will always give the pilot an absolutely accurate indication of true north. The main reason this little gadget is so important is that it has as its slave the automatic pilot. Without the electron gun compass, even the automatic pilot needs watching because the Earth, revolving on its axis, keeps moving its magnetic north pole, too. In a few minutes, I'll tell you about some really spectacular uses of the electron gun compass and describe its amazingly simple mechanism to you in more detail. So don't forget to listen. And now to our story. Fighting off Tex Regan's machine gun attack on their overloaded Beechcraft and eventually outdistancing him completely, Hop and Tank flew Dixie Davenport to a hospital in Barstow, where she underwent an immediate operation. After an anxious 2 hours, they finally learned she was out of danger and would definitely recover. Now, later that same morning, we find the boys in the movie star's room, bringing her up to date on what has happened.
When Tank and Mr. Ivanov dragged us out of the ranch house, Dixie, you'd already passed out from the smoke.
Oh, Hop, I hate to think about it. It was awful.
Yes, I know. But look, what about you? How do you feel?
Rather weak. I'll have to stay here for a while.
Well, that'll queer the picture.
Oh, no. Yvonne will shoot around me and use my stand-in for long shots. He'll keep you two very busy.
We gotta do something else.
What? Oh, Hop, you're not leaving the picture. You can't.
Dixie, we've got to find Tex Regan and Joe Bell before they cause more trouble.
Besides, we owe them plenty, and I want to start paying off.
But how can you find them? They must be miles away by now.
I doubt it. There are 2 very good reasons for them to stick around. One, the $50,000 in the Barstow Bank. Remember, Tex still has that letter of yours.
We already called the president and told him to sing out when Tex shows up.
And the other reason?
Sequoia. He's still loose in the valley.
Oh, I'm so glad you haven't forgotten him. I didn't want to say anything because you've done so much, but I'm so terribly worried about him.
Oh, he can take care of himself. Don't worry.
Promise you won't let anything happen to him. Promise.
Oh, we promise. Now, don't think about it, Dixie.
All right, I won't, but let me know as soon as you catch him.
Sure. Now, stop worrying, will you?
It must be the doctor. He said we could only stay a few minutes.
Yeah, we don't want to tire you out.
Dixie, darling!
Oh, Yvonne!
Oh, now the roof comes off.
Dixie, darling, you are looking beautiful. Simply ravishing. A motion picture of good health.
Oh, thank you, Yvonne. Thank you.
Mr. Harrigan, Mr. Tinker. Hello.
Hi.
Afternoon, sir.
Sit down, Yvonne, won't you? No. Over here, near me.
Wait till you see what Ivanov brought you. Mr. Peabody. Coming, sir. Go right in, boy. So, now.
Why, Yvonne, how beautiful.
Up and Jenny's, he must have bought out a whole flower shop.
See, all for you, Dixie. Roses by the bushes, orchids, gardenias, crazy endermans, everything, all for my Dixie darling.
Oh, Yvonne, you're sweet.
Oh, Mr. Ivanov, the flowers won't fit into the room. Oh, dear.
So hire another room. Dixie must have it flowers.
Yvonne, wait a minute. The children's ward is down at the end of the hall. Send the overflow there.
Ah, my so generous Dixie. Always she thinks of others. Mr. Peabody, you hear?
Yes, sir. This way, boy.
And if there is not enough for the children, buy more. Buy flowers for everybody.
Yes, sir.
So,
Boy, oh boy, you sure do things in a big way.
of course, nothing is too small for Ivana.
Yvonne, do you have a cold?
No, please not to worry your pretty head. Dixie flowers, they always give me a strong fever.
Dixie, I think we better get going.
Oh, no, Hop, not yet.
For why are you going? Where are you going?
We got a job to do.
You have nothing to do except by my orders, Mr. Tinker.
Oh, but, sir, Tex Regan and Joe Bell are still free.
We take care of Texas Regan later. Now we have the movie picture to finish. You come back to location camp with me.
We'll be wasting time.
No one waste time with Ivanov. When you hear from Mr. Regan, I'll let you go. But not 2 minutes before. So now, back to camp. Ivanov has spoken.
Realizing that further protest will be completely useless, Hop and Tank shrug their shoulders and settle back to await the explosive director's pleasure. In 15 minutes, he concludes his visit, and they head back for location. Early that same afternoon, Hop and Tank are on the set, ready to shoot another scene. Ivan Ivanov, as usual, is roaring at his crew.
So please be kindly, Mr. Peabody, see to it that the horses won't
Ah, if I'm getting awful fed up with all this stuff.
I think this is our last scene.
And in the meantime, Tex and Joe will get the 50,000 and we'll never see them again.
Now, the president of the bank promised to call us, you know.
Yeah, but how... Well...
So now, Mr. Harrigan, Mr. Tinker, you are ready?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but what for? You didn't give us no lines to read.
Lines you will not have, Mr. Tinker. In the scene, you sing.
I what?
You are deaf, Mr. Tinker. I said you sing.
I don't know how.
Ivanov will show you how.
Oh, this one out loud. I don't want to sing.
So now listen with all ears. Oh, give me a home where the butterflies roam.
Buffaloes, Mr. Ivanov.
Mr. Peabody, you are making a comment, perhaps?
The words of the songs are not butterflies. Buffaloes.
So I slip them out. Come, Mr. Tinker, give out.
With that?
You think I sing to entertain you? Of course with that. Quickly now. 1, 2, 4.
Oh, give me a home where the buffalo roam.
Mr. Tinker,
Yeah?
that is singing?
What's the matter with it?
I give you mouthwash. You gargle at the same time.
Now, wait a minute.
We try the second line. Maybe we'll sound better. Please to read the words and sing with me. Where the deer
And the deer
and the cantaloupe
and the cantaloupe play.
Mr. Tinker,
What now?
are you with me or against me?
I'm singing like you told me to.
Singing, he says. I have heard better voices calling pigs.
Doggone it, I never said I was a singer. Get somebody else to sing. Yeah, get hot.
Oh, no, leave me out of this.
Mr. Tinker, I want you should sing. Now we try the next line. Where seldom is heard a discouraging...
Mr. Ivanov.
Mr. Peabody, must you all the time interrupt?
Well, I'm sorry, sir, but I have a very important message for Mr. Harrigan.
Oh, what is it?
Mr. Chambers of the Barstow Bank just called. He said Mr. Regan is there now to get the money.
Oh, baby.
Well, tell him to stall Regan as long as he can. We'll be right there.
But, Mr. Harrigan, my picture, what about my picture?
I'm sorry, sir. This is more important. Come on.
You cannot do this to me.
Just watch us. If you want somebody to sing, Mr. Ivanov, we'll bring Tex Regan back with us, and by the time we're through with him, he'll sing plenty. Let's go.
Leaving Ivanov waving his arms in frustration, Hop and Tank rush off the movie set, and without even bothering to remove the makeup from their faces, race down to their Beechcraft, gassed up and waiting on the landing strip. Gang, you won't want to miss the exciting climax of today's episode, so stand by. All of you have seen an electric burner plate on an electric stove. Well, if you coated that plate with barium oxide, which is a white powder, and heated it, billions of electrons would boil from the surface. Set this barium oxide-coated plate into a vacuum tube, and you have the main construction of the electron gun compass. The electrons shoot each of the 4 target plates, where a sensitive electronic amplifier measures the difference between currents on each of the plates and translates this difference into energy sufficiently powerful to move the compass indicator, keeping it at true north, and so keeps the autopilot under control. Because the compass measures the intensity of magnetic pull as well as direction, it will be used in prospecting for oil, ores, and other materials beneath the Earth's surface. In war, the compass offers a new method of detecting submarines or undersea mines. This application of the electron gun compass is almost as exciting as its peacetime uses in directing aviation flight. What happens is this. Submarines, because of all the metal equipment they carry, cast out magnetic waves. So do undersea mines. The compass is so sensitive that it picks up these waves instantaneously, and a pilot looking for these objectives can yell Eureka and immediately radio his home base and give the exact location of the disturbance. At the moment, though, because the instrument is so new, only Army experimental planes are using it. But the time will come when every plane will have this important aid to navigation. So, in case you're one of those people who gets lost when you wander away from home, well, just take to the air and let the electron gun compass and its slave, the automatic pilot, guide you. And always remember, fellas and girls, America needs flyers. And now, back to our story. Throttle wide open, Hop and Tank raced to Barstow, covering the distance in a little more than 20 minutes. But when they arrived at the bank, Tex Regan was nowhere to be seen. The bank president, Mr. Chambers, hastened to explain.
I'm sorry, Mr. Harrigan. I tried to hold him here, but he grew suspicious. I had no way of stopping him.
I see.
How long ago did he leave?
Oh, about 15 minutes, no more. Called the police immediately. They're looking for him now.
Good. Was anyone with him?
Well, he came into the bank alone, but there was someone waiting for him outside.
Joe Bell.
I was watching them through that window. Heard them say something about a horse.
Sequoia.
Uh-huh. Possibility number 2.
Oh, excuse me, gentlemen.
Oh, of course.
Yes? Oh.
Hop.
Yes, Sergeant.
What do we do now?
Well, this leader's shot. That's a cinch.
Very well.
Regan won't come back here.
Mr. Harrigan,
Yes, sir.
that was the police sergeant. He said he traced your man to the airfield where he took off in a twin-engine plane.
Oh, great. Now we lost him for good.
They'll still go after Sequoia, I'm sure. Come on, Tank. We're going to the Hidden Valley.
Just over that next bridge, Hop. We made good time.
Watch for the transport. Unless I'm way off the beam, it should be on the landing strip near the ranch house.
You really think Regan and Joe will try to get Sequoia?
I think they'll try anything. They're desperate. They'll try to get us and Dixie, too. And the best way to do that is kill the horse.
Gosh, that'll just about kill her.
Going over the ridge. Heads up.
Hey, look, if they are down there, they'll hear our engine.
Not now, they won't.
You cut the switch.
Don't worry. There'll be a strong updraft along the side of the ridge. You feel it?
Uh-huh. Hey, look, there's the transport. Tex and Joe are down there.
That's fine.
So, what do we do about it? Go back and get the cops?
Are you kidding?
Well, I'd kind of like to handle this ourselves.
We will, pal. We will. Stand by. Going in for a landing.
Taking advantage of each wind current, Hop guides the beach carefully down into the valley and then lines up with the strip for a landing. This is the showdown. Both boys are eager for the coming scrap, but they're unaware that, in spite of their precautions, Tex and Joe have seen them, and at this very minute are crouched in the cover of a clump of trees near the burned framework of the ranch house, waiting for them. Gang, this adventure reaches a smashing climax in our next action-packed episode, so don't miss it. Tune in and fly with Hop Harrigan, America's ace of the airways. So long, Hop. We'll be seeing you same time, same mutual station. Hop Harrigan is a transcribed, copyrighted feature appearing in All American Comics magazine. Presenting Hop Harrigan, America's ace of the airways.
CX-4 calling control tower. CX-4 calling control tower. Standing by.
Control tower, back to CX-4. Wind southeast, ceiling 1200. All clear.
Okay, this is Hop Harrigan. Coming in.
Yes, it's America's ace of the airways. coming in for another transcribed episode in the adventures of Hop Harrigan. Gang, let's take a look at our second largest city, Chicago, and see what it's doing to solve air traffic jams. Plans for a new Chicago super airport are all drawn up, waiting for approval by the city's council. After that comes through, all that remains are some minor details to iron out. And then the new modern airport will be under construction. A look at plans for the field shows a central terminal with 10 runways sprouting from it, just like the fingers of two hands. From those runways, 22 million passengers will take off and land each year. At peak air travel time, Chicago's future airport will be able to handle about 230 plane movements every hour, and that's a lot of planes. The plans also show the method of handling trucks and cars, feeding them to a central area through underground passages. In addition, there will be a huge parking lot accommodating almost 7,000 cars. The terminal itself will be huge and modern in design, with escalators to carry passengers up to the ticket and baggage counters. Inside, there will be a theater, restaurants, shops, and other facilities to take care of all the needs of air passengers. There will be plenty of room for people who just want to watch the planes land and take off. As a matter of fact, 8 million of these spectators can be taken care of annually. The cost of this new airport is now estimated at $75 million. But from the volume of traffic being carried by the scheduled airlines today, it's a pretty safe bet that super airports of this kind will be needed at most key cities across the country within the next 5 years. In just a few minutes, gang, I'll be back with more up-to-date news, so don't forget to listen. And now to our story. A trim, streamlined biplane, its engine idling, silently wheels over a long, deep valley in the San Bernardino Mountains of California and glides toward a landing on a narrow, rough airstrip. In the cabin, Hop and Tank peer earthward, searching for two men with whom they have a deadly rendezvous.
I don't see him no place, Hop.
It must be somewhere around. The transport's there. And remember, Tank, don't go off half-cocked. They're armed.
Doggone it, why didn't we bring a gun ourselves?
Wheels and flaps. I'm lining up at the strip.
Roger. Wheels down. Flaps down.
Thanks. Keep a sharp lookout now. We're going in.
Jockeying the Beechcraft skillfully and easily, Hop enters the approach for the landing, and Tank continues to watch carefully. But his searching eyes miss two figures crouched in a clump of trees a short distance from the strip. Two figures easily identified as Tex Regan and Joe Bell.
Here they come, Joe. Looks like we'll have ourselves some easy shooting.
How'd they know we'd be here?
Harrigan must have figured we'd try to get the horse Sequoia since we didn't get the money from the bank.
Tex, I don't like it. We're being crowded into a corner.
We can fight our way out, partner. Don't you worry none about that. Joe, plane's almost down. Start tracking her with your rifle.
But this is murder, Tex.
Listen, it's them or us now. If we don't get them out of the way, we're heading for a long stretch in the state pen. Feel like rotting away the rest of your life in a cell?
No.
All right. Get them out of the way and we'll catch Sequoia and break for the border. With that horse, we can make ourselves a pile. Heads up. Get a beat on them. And shoot fast and straight. Let's wipe them up once and for all.
Sighting along the barrels of their guns, Tex and Joe wait tensely for Hop and Tank to come in range. Completely unaware of the trap, the boys taxi slowly toward the parked transport.
I still don't see no sign of them. I'm getting worried.
Give the C-47 a good once-over. They may be in the cabin.
I don't think so. I've been watching. You're going to stop right next to them?
No, I'll cut over between the transporter and that clump of trees over there.
Hey, maybe that's... Jumper Jenny.
Stop, Tank.
Sure, that's where they are, behind them trees. Turn around, Hop. Take off.
Too late.
Hang on. What are you doing? We can't stay here. They're ripping us apart.
Not for long.
Hey, what's the matter with them? They're shooting wild.
Did you shoot straight with your face full of dirt and stones?
Well, all hey, that's a terrific idea. You're pop blasting them. Go on. Give her more power. Beat it home good.
Hey, stop shooting.
I bet you buried them. Come on. Now's our chance to nab them.
Okay, but watch out for a trick.
Don't worry.
See them? No. Pilot. But be careful.
Yeah. I don't see him no place. Gosh, you don't think you buried him?
No, of course not. Come on, but be ready to duck.
Uh-huh. It's funny.
Don't stop, Tank. Keep moving.
Something's going on, and I don't like it.
Keep watching those trees.
We'll be in them in 2 shakes.
Hey, you see him? Get down.
Well, hold it. You scared me.
thought somebody was shooting at us. I saw one of them behind that tree on the left, holding a rifle.
Who was it?
Joe, I think. Strangely, he's shooting.
Oh, come on. Maybe we can grab him.
Okay. I wonder where Tex is. This tree over here? Careful, Tank.
Yeah.
Okay, Joe, drop it. I got you.
Hang on to him.
Jumping Janice.
What is it?
Look at him.
Good Lord.
Is he dead?
No, but he can't last long.
What happened?
Isn't it obvious? Tex turned his machine gun on it.
A dirty, rotten murderer. Killing his own partner. He's groaning.
Easy, Joe. Easy.
Tex did it.
Yes, Joe.
Tell us, Dixie,
What's he trying to say?
Hold it.
tell Miss Dixie I'm awful sorry. I didn't mean to cause her so much trouble. Awful sorry.
It's all over. In spite of what he did to us, I can't help feeling sorry.
Yeah.
Happy landings, fella.
Hop, what about Tex? He must be hanging around someplace close.
You're right. Take Joe's rifle.
Just what we needed. An equalizer.
Come on.
Tex ain't in these trees here. He must have lit out.
Wait, I think I saw him.
Where?
Ducking around the other side of those rocks.
Good, come on.
We'll be out in the open.
So what? He shows his head over them rocks, and I'll blow it off. Step it up.
I'll run on ahead. You cover me.
Nothing doing. Reagan's my meat. I'm going to handle him myself.
There he is, over to the left.
Oh, yeah?
Nice shot. He ducked back.
Too bad I didn't part his hair.
Stay away, Harrigan! I'm warning you!
Save your breath, Regan. We're coming after you.
So help me, I'll chop you up in little pieces!
Tank, quick, on the right.
I see him. You don't like sticking his nose out now.
Hey, Tank, see what's coming down the airstrip.
I ain't got time.
That's the herd of wild horses. They're charging right down the strip.
They won't come near us. They're angling off.
I warned you, Harrigan!
Watch it, Tank.
He's still behind the rocks.
Now! Them wild broncos will do the job for me!
Who's he shooting at?
The herd. He's aiming at their feet.
Holy cow, they're turning.
Let's see you try to stop them, fly boy!
Run, Hop, run. They're coming this way.
Too late. We'll never make it.
Their legs momentarily turn to water. Hop and Tank stand and stare with horrified eyes at the ghastly spectacle of more than 100 wild horses, tightly bunched, pounding across the open field straight toward them. Gang, you won't want to miss the climax of today's episode, so stand by. Gang, some figures given out by the Civil Aeronautics Board tell what really is going on in aviation today. In fact, right now, there are about 2,000 non-scheduled operators using planes for more jobs than you can think of. A study of the Civil Aeronautics Board figures shows that the non-scheduled operators run almost 4,500 planes, employing over 8,000 pilots. All of these companies, big or small, must be registered with the CAB. Some of them specialize in carrying freight cross-country. Others are owned by small businessmen who rent them out once in a while. I got a big surprise when I noticed TWA on the list of non-scheduled lines. Although it's one of the principal domestic and overseas scheduled operators, TWA also holds a non-scheduled certificate and uses 20 constellations for this part of their business. Another batch of figures out recently tells about the hundreds of aviation companies in business that do not need CAB certificates. This survey is far from what we'd call complete, but it will give you an idea of how many uses the plane is being put to in these days of the air age. About 175 of these firms specialize in helping out our farmers. Most of them use the air for crop dusting, and the rest for planting seeds. 51 companies are on the job patrolling power lines, and 34 others watch various pipelines. Even the coyotes that roam the West are feeling the sting of air power. The survey shows 155 planes being used for shooting coyotes. All in all, gang, you can see from this report how important the plane is becoming in our everyday life. Aviation is definitely expanding, but it can't expand forever unless there are enough men and women to man and service the planes. So if you want to be a part of America's future in aviation, get ready now. For always remember, America needs flyers. And now back to our story. Determined to capture Tex Regan and bring him to justice, Hop and Tank were caught out in the open as a band of wild horses thundered down the valley across the airstrip, heading straight for them. The boys tried to run for it, to gain the shelter of a nearby clump of trees. They quickly realized they couldn't make it.
It's no use, Tank. They'll be on top of us in 2 seconds.
Maybe if I popped off the lead horse.
Look, there's Sequoia. Look.
Sequoia?
Yes, he's cutting across in front of the herd.
But Jennings, where'd he come from?
Who cares? Look what he's doing.
Holy cow, he's making the lead horse turn off.
Yes, and the rest of the herd is following.
Brother, what a horse.
That's it, Sequoia, that's it. Turn him off.
Hey, he's heading them straight for them rocks where Regan's holed up.
Good heavens, Regan's breaking. He's running away.
The stupid jerk.
No, get back, Regan. Get back.
Stay behind them rocks.
He's lost his head completely.
Oh, my gosh, Hop, the herd's running straight at him. I can't look.
They got him.
What do you know? He started this whole mess by kidnapping Sequoia, and now Sequoia himself finished Tex off.
And there, Sequoia's broken away. He's coming over here.
Hey, he ain't gonna start nothing with us, is he?
No, he knows us. I'm sure it's all right. Hello there, boy. Nice going. Very nice going.
Gosh, that doggone animal's almost human.
I honestly think he is. Now, Sequoia, ready to go back home now? Back to Miss Dixie?
He's nodding his head, almost like he's saying yes.
As far as I'm concerned, he is saying yes. All right, boy, we'll fly you back. Come on, Tank. I'll take him back in the transport. You follow me in the beach.
Check. But what about Tex and Joe?
There's nothing we can do for them now. We'll call the police and let them handle the rest of it. As far as we're concerned, it's all over.
Amen to that, chum. Amen to that.
With a last look around them, Hop and Tank, leading the Wonder Horse Sequoia, walked toward the Park Plains, ready to return to the movie location camp. Both are tired and relieved that the strain of the past few weeks has finally been lifted. But unknown to them, at this very moment, an urgent message is being flashed over the shortwave radio. A message relayed from point to point. A message which vitally concerns them.
General alert from Air Intelligence Command. Find Hop Harrigan and Tank Tinker. Urgent. Find Hop Harrigan and Tank Tinker. Orders to report for immediate duty. Repeat. General alert from Air Intelligence Command. Find Hop Harrigan and Tank Tinker. Urgent. Find Hop Harrigan. All departments. Suspend operations. Concentrate on 2 men. Hop Harrigan and Tank Tinker. Last known address, Lakeville Airport, Lakeville. Imperative they be found immediately. Urgent, repeat. To all departments. Suspend operations.
What do these strange messages mean? Why is it so urgent to find Hop and Tank at once? We'll know soon, gang, so don't fail to listen to our next suspense-packed episode as Hop and Tank are introduced to the weird and puzzling mystery of the Wailing Witches. Tune in and fly with Hop Harrigan, America's ace of the airwaves. So long, Hop. We'll be seeing you same time, same mutual station. Hop Harrigan is a transcribed, copyrighted feature appearing in All American Comics magazine.